everyone, and welcome back to another episode of First Year from the Peer Support Program. Today, will be taking over. I'm Alejandra, and I'm one of the mentors. If you listen to our previous episodes, you will know a little bit about me and my background, but the next few episodes will be dedicated to each mentor, talking about their experience, their journeys, on whatever topic they want. So my topic in this episode is basically senior year. I went on my Instagram and I asked my friends, my family, and my followers, whatever, like, what is something you want to know about me according to my senior year, my 4 years of Colombia experience, college. So I got a handful of questions, which I'm really excited about. So I decided to just kind of read them out loud and talk it through with you guys, because I feel like if when I read a question, I'll memorize, like, I'll remember my past more. So yeah. Okay. So the first question is, what was your process for deciding what career path you wanted to take? And this is from one of my good friends. So very interesting. And I don't know if I've shared this before. I feel like I have, but I started Colombia with a creative writing major. And I'm currently a social media and digital strategies major. So obviously that's a huge kind of shift into a different department, kind of. I mean, it's still communications, but it's like I went from kind of the journalism route to more of a digital route, if that makes any sense. Long story short is freshman year, I thought I was going to be a journalist because one of the only hobbies or talents or things I've ever got complimented with in high school was my writing. And it's because it's the only thing I really had. I was struggling a lot mentally, and the huge change from graduating high school to college was really taking over me. So I didn't do enough research on like what major to do. I don't know. I guess I wasn't ready, and that's fine. People go into school thinking that they don't have like any goals in life, but then leave graduating like having the best experience. So like nothing bad with that. Nothing bad with being undecided. Take your time finding what you want to do. But for me, I don't know. I'm just a very organized person. So the fact that I didn't know what I wanted to do really scared me. So I just ended up picking creative writing because I got complimenting a lot of my work in high school, and I would write a lot of fanfics on Wattpad. So it's like, okay, why not? I like writing. But the second I got there, my first class, I realized I didn't fit in. And it's like everybody in that class had books and like multiple stories, and I don't know, I had nothing compared to them. At least that's what I thought. I just have writing skills, but I just didn't feel like myself. But I ended up staying in at least one creative writing class that semester. The rest of my classes were like writing, like English, science, and like my freshman experience class. So like that was the only creative writing class I took just in case, you'll never know, it's a requirement. So I wanted to see how things went. But that class was actually really fun. If you're not a writing major, like it doesn't really matter. I think it was a really good elective, at least for me. But when the semester ended, I went to my advisor, Rich, and I was like, hey, I'm just having trouble like seeing if creative writing is my thing. Like I told him maybe I should change to journalism or like some type of blogging. He was like, yeah, let's talk about, you. And, I told him my writing story that I just told you, but he really pushed me out there. He was like, I want to know about you. Like, what do you do for fun? So I told him, I was like, oh, I'm a huge fangirl. I love supporting things. I love liking things. I love social media. I've been on social media since I was like 6. Really terrible, actually, like terrible. But like I had fan pages for all these celebrities and influencers and A-listers and whatnot. And I kid you not, he was like, what the hell are you doing here? And I was like, what? He's like, you need to get out. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you need to be in like social media. And I was like, what? And that's exactly what I did. He helped me find the right resources, and I found out social media was a major. Of course, I didn't do enough research my high school senior year to freshman year because, again, I was going through this dilemma with myself. But social media was brand new to Colombia, and I did it. And I switched, and now this is where I am, and I love it. And it's for the first time in my education, in my 21 years of education, that I generally enjoyed school, because I generally enjoyed learning about something I am passionate about. And it was worth it. All right, my next question is, any advice on how to make more friends? So freshman and sophomore Ale would tell you that you just talk to people who are next to you in class and be friends with them. And luckily that worked for me, because I have two great friends who graduated Colombia 2 years ago, and we talk and we're on good terms. I asked them for advice, and we had the same major and minor, so it was great. But junior and sophomore year Ale would tell you that social media is your key. That's how I met most of my friends, obviously during COVID and during just like that weird period of transitioning back to classes. I also work at school, so it was very easy. Like, it was easier for me to make friends that way, and I get to meet people and help people, and you make conversations. But it is hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm usually not the type to put myself out there, but somehow some switch in me during like the quarantine process, where I kind of was like, I don't want to waste my time, and I want to use my energy and use it on good people, use it on good things and things that make me happy. So I don't know. I guess for me it was a very personal and like I don't know how to say it. It was a very emotional and mental process for me to put myself out there, after I got back to school, back on campus junior year and sophomore year. I mean, senior year. But freshman and sophomore year, it was hard for me to make friends. I would just go to class and go home. Now I kind of am like, I go to class, then I hang out with my friends, and then I go home. Or I stay and hang out with more friends. But yeah, I guess it just depends. Obviously, don't pressure yourself. If you're not ready, like, when you're ready to make friends, and when someone's genuine. So obviously, listen to your intuitions all the time. You can follow each other on social media. Like, I think social media is a great way to make friends. I made a lot of friends this year, and because of Manifestry and social media, and I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, okay. The next question was it worth it? Yes. Yes, in the sense of I feel like there's a good outcome coming out for me. And I'm not trying to say that to be cocky or anything, but I genuinely think that there's going to be such a good outcome coming out of me studying at Colombia and having these many experiences. And of course, it's because of the Colombia resources, but I also think it's because of me, because I actually put in the work and I woke myself up early, like in my life, in my mental health, to like where I was like, okay, I need to go get help. I need to go get my life organized. I need to go find a job. I need to go do these things because I deserve to be happy. I deserve to have a good life. So it's one of those like spiritual moments where I was like, I really need to just focus on myself. Like, nobody else matters but me at this point. Like, I've already been through enough, and I pushed myself. So it was definitely worth it from junior year to senior year. But freshman and sophomore year were very different because I was in a very different mindset. I was just kind of going to school because I had to and working because I had to. And it wasn't because I wanted to. I just had to. But now, after, growing up in my like mental health and physical health and all the different healths that you could have in your body, I think that really helped me wake up and gain confidence that I didn't know I had. So yes, I do think it was worth it. I hope it continues to be that. Okay, the next question is favorite, least, and favorite things about college. Least favorite is the commuting. Commuting sucked. You get used to it, obviously, but it's those weird moments where, like, you have a long weekend and then you realize you have to wake up earlier than everybody else just to get to class. Yeah, that sucked. My favorite thing is definitely the people I met at Colombia. There's so many people that I've met that have just impacted my life and my future and my skills and my mental health and my confidence and everything that I'm just so thankful for, because let me tell you, if you know me personally, you have known how much I struggled for the past 2 years. More, but the 2 years were definitely one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do for myself. And let's just say that because of the people I met at Colombia, like, I'm still here for a reason, like, I didn't give up on my work ethic and my dreams and my passions, and like, hey, it led me to go to semester in LA, so like, I'm very thankful about that. Okay, next question is, why did you choose Colombia and do you regret your decision? I chose Colombia. Columbia was not my safety school, but Columbia was the only school that I wanted to go to that was in Chicago. I wanted to go out of state. Obviously, it's not that easy. I don't have that much money or money at all. So Columbia, when I got accepted to Columbia, I kind of just decided I'm just going to go there. I'm a very creative person, so an art school was my right choice, and Columbia was the choice for me. Also gave me more scholarship money than other schools, to be completely honest with you. So it was that, and I do not regret my decision. I think that Columbia was the perfect fit for me. Like, I can't imagine going to Loyola or UIC. Like, I did apply, I got in, but, like, it's not my people, it's not my environment, it's not my energy, it's not my creative, my creative, like, outlet. So Columbia was great. Okay, next question is, what internships did you have so far within your major? I've had a couple internships. So I had one internship before college, which was a production intern at a TV, TV and filming agency, like, company called Intersport. I was a production intern there. Doesn't have to do with social media, but, skills. The next internship I had was a programming internship, which necessarily doesn't go with my social media, like, major, but it has elements connected to it because I had to learn and know what people wanted and what people need and all these trends and stuff and how to get attention from students, So I feel like I used a lot of my social media, like, skills in that, because when I had fan pages and stuff, like, I had to post and make edits and write captions about what, like, the celebrities are doing that would grab attention and get likes and stuff. So I feel like I had a good balance. And also at that time, programming, like, events and stuff was my minor. So it worked well for me. Currently, I am a social media intern at WCRX, and I'm also do social media for SDI. So right now, I'm using my social media skills to the max. I make posts and captions and stuff, but at some point in the future, I would love to have an internship where I can work with influencers because that's my main goal. Next question is, what is your next step after Colombia? I don't know. And, I will definitely update you with that. For the first time in my life, I'm not scared or worried about my future because I think I've done enough for myself to know that I'm going to be in a good path. And I'll find something. I always find something last minute. But as in right now, I'll be going to LA in spring for my last semester. I can't believe this is my last 2 weeks at Columbia. It's very scary. But I'll be in LA and hopefully I found something. I don't know if I'm going to move to LA, to be completely honest. Maybe in the future, but it's one of those, like, just things that I need to do for myself to test the waters to see if LA is worth it. I'm more of a city person too, so I don't know. We'll see. I have the time in the world to figure it out. But I just know that I'm gonna do something good and I'm gonna be successful in my own way. Okay, next question is, how do you feel with the external dread of finishing college soon? Dang it, Dick. Dang it, Nick. It's a tough one because I'm currently filming this at 11:59. As a senior, I have a lot of stuff to do in my personal life and school life and work life and a lot. But how do you deal with the existential dread? You see, again, freshman and sophomore Ale would tell you to just do all the work on time, be on time, have good grades, sleep all day, go to sleep early, eat healthy, all the stuff that they tell you on TV. Like, this is what you do. Like, oh, if you just drink water, like, you'll be fine. But it's junior and senior year Ale, especially senior Ale, really has no clue because I feel like it's hitting me that I'm a senior and that this is my last technically semester at Columbia, like at the school. And I'm trying not to think about it because if I think about it too much, I probably will start crying. But I don't know. I really don't have an answer for that. I think I'm just going with the flow right now. If I get stressed and if I leave work to the last minute, I am stressed and I have work for the last minute and I can't really do much about it, but do the work in that at that time. I don't want to say I've been sloppy this semester, but I've been just like putting myself first for the first time. I always put education before anything else, but I'm kind of over that. I'm not saying you shouldn't put education. Like, I have good grades. Don't get me wrong. I do the work. I turn everything in. I've never not like missed an assignment. I've missed classes, but I've never missed an assignment. And I have great grades, like A's and B's. Great. But I guess I'm just not putting so much pressure on myself when it comes to these things, you know? So there's my answer. Hopefully that answers your question. Next question is, how is your social life now versus your freshman year? Do you handle it the same way? Absolutely not. I had no social life freshman year. I think that I was so hung up on the high school era and my high school friends who weren't even good. I have four good high school friends left. And I love them to death. And they're like my sisters. So those are the only good ones. But everybody else in my high school really turned the page on me and made me realize, like, I need to get out of this environment. So no, my social life has been terrible in freshman year. Senior year, I think my social life is great because I'm able to control my social life. Now, if I don't want to go out, I don't go out. Freshman year, I'm like, I have to go hang out with all my friends. I need to make time for them. Like, I made time for people that didn't make time for me, and that sucked. So now that I'm a senior and I'm older and I kind of realize, like, I need to take care of myself and I need to do what I want to do, my social life is great. Like, and all my friends are on the same page too, which is amazing. I finally have a group of friends my group of friends from high school, from my childhood, from college, from work, from everywhere, that I'm just like, oh my God, like, we're all on the same page. Like, we're adults now. We can do adult social life things, you know? If I don't want to go out, I don't go out. If I want to sleep in, I sleep in. Like, if I want to leave the party early, I leave it early. Like, this is great social life. Yeah, there's that one. Another question I got was just the word advice. My biggest advice is, let's see. I guess I've been saying this a lot, but honestly, like, sit down with yourself or grab a notebook or something on your phone, like notes app, and just like write things down that you like and want to do. And then, like, somehow, like, that will kind of make you want to do it or make you want to get the things you want to get. That's what I've been doing, like, working for me very well. Think about yourself, you know, if you feel like you're disappointing someone, like, break it down and be like, why do you think you're disappointing this person? Or is it just you coming up with these things? Okay, I feel like I have a lot of more questions left, so I'm going to try to go as fast as I can because I don't want to make this too long. But the next question is, what has been your favorite... Oh, I already answered something like that. What would you do differently if you could? Freshman and sophomore year, I would really tell them to stop worrying about what other people think. Stop pressuring yourself on things that don't even matter. Like, I used to work 40 hours a week. It was insane. Like, I thought that I had to have that life, but I didn't. I have a better life now, working less hours and just living my best life. How do you deal with stress and anxiety that comes with school? I didn't learn how to deal with them until recently, actually. Freshman and sophomore year were terrible for me mentally and physically. I was put through a bunch of challenges that I didn't think I would ever go through. And so I really had to face them at that moment, and I had to find answers by myself. But once I realized that, like, if I don't want to do something, I shouldn't have to, or if I need help, I should ask for it. And that sounds very, like, cliche, but it's literally what helped me. Like, if I needed help, so I found ways to go to therapy and stuff. And sometimes you need to be at your absolute lowest to realize that you are worth the world and that you deserve to be happy. I also kept a journal. I have a journal still. I've had a journal since probably, sophomore year of high school, where I just write and scribble and scramble about everything and anything that my brain is. But I just know that you're not alone. Like, everybody is struggling with something, and we just find different ways to cope with it. But yeah, it just depends on you, but it sucks because sometimes you really have to hit rock bottom to realize what you need. And that's okay. Like, it's not bad to hit rock bottom. Sometimes it's the push that you need. How do you manage your time? I have a planner, and I plan things in advance, maybe a week in advance or a couple days in advance, because I need to sleep, and I like to give myself time to sleep. I love planners. I have a couple planners that I recommend, so if you guys want to know what planners I have, let me know and I'll let you know. But I love planners. I love doodling and writing. I write out, the start of the week, I write out all the things I need to do for the week in my journal, and then in my planner, I kind of scratch things out. I love like scratching and marking things out on my planner because I feel like, oh wow, I completed something. Okay. Sorry, it's my mic just decided to stop working. But next question is, what can you say is your college stance on diversity? And then it's like slash students and staff level. Um, I mean, I should probably get very serious about this in a sense, because it's a very important question. Personally, in the environments that I've been, in the rooms that I've been, the classmates I've had, and environments I've participated in, I think the diversity level has been great. It's been one of the best, like, I've seen in my whole education, because I went to a I went to an like a public school for middle school and elementary school, and then I went to a charter school. And diversity was great in both, but I don't know, I just didn't feel like it was told and bolded out. I don't know if that makes sense, but when I got to Colombia, the people around me, the talks, the conversations around me felt good and felt unique, and it's because we were all so different, yet we all had the same experiences and we could help each other out. That's something I never had like a conversation with in high school or like my previous years, you know? Staff level, my experience with staff is I've met a bunch of staff who have had conversations with me like this, who made me feel important, who made me feel heard. So, in my point of view, I feel like it's been great. I've felt, connected. There's obviously been experiences where I've had very negative, like conversations and accidents with people, with staff and students. But I'm not gonna let those deem out the fact that I have met so many people in Colombia who I feel like bring out the diversity aspect that is needed, especially in an art school. Yeah. Next one is, how have you felt valued? Okay, have you felt valued as a student and individual throughout your time at Colombia? Yes. And I think it's only because I put myself out there. And that sucks in the sense because you are not going to feel highlighted and valued at the school if you don't do something about it, in the sense of like you don't sign up for clubs or you're not a student worker. And that's just the reality of Colombia, that they, in order to want to be seen and your work be put out there, you need to be the one to find the resources. They don't find you, you have to look for them. And that's a lot of like stories that I've heard about students who were in the same place as me, where the first 2 years it was just like I went to school, then I went to work, then I went home. I never participated in any events and stuff. And I only went when I was forced to, when I was for a class. But now junior and senior, like I want to do so many fun things. And I don't know, I think it all had to do with the shift that I had mentally, where I was like, I need to start working on myself and figuring out that like my future's coming up, like I'm going to be an adult and I want to be successful, so I'm going to make it happen. And I feel like that's what it did. Like I was in the college tour episode and now my face is on the window. I don't know how more seen I can get at this point. But yeah, it just depends on you and how much work you put out there and how much time you give to the school, which sucks because you're already giving so much money. But, that's just in general in life and in the industries and how life works. It's like, if you want to be known in your industry, in your field, you kind of have to be the star of it. And I feel like I was a star at some points, and not to be cocky, but I feel like I deserve to be where I am now because of my hard work. Okay. Next question is, what would you do differently than the current, admissions are doing right now? I wouldn't raise the tuition. I would I wouldn't raise the tuition, number one. And I don't know, I would definitely push out the health plan or care that Colombia has, is not as the best that I've experienced. It really sucks, and I just wish that they would use more resources to make it better, because I think that if we really push the fact that Colombia healthcare and whatever is like good, I think students would use it and want to go use it, and I don't know, feel safer about sharing their experiences, personal, stuff. But that's something I would share. I could really go into it, but the time's ticking. Okay, next one is, what are some of your biggest misconceptions you noticed about your school and my major? Every time I tell somebody about my major, they're like, what do you do with social media? And I'm like, the same thing you are doing on social media, except I get paid for it. I post and help people influence. So I don't know, my major has really been pushed to the dirt a lot, especially by Uber drivers. So at this point, I just tell them I do PR, because society is not ready to have a conversation about social media. Obviously, art schools have this like label that we're not cool because we're art, but like the world is art itself, and it was created through creativity. So how about that? Next question is, what are your current goals, and have they changed this freshman year? Yes, because I wanted to be a creative writing major freshman year, and now I am ready to be the person I should have been, and that should be social media manager or creative content creator in some sense, helping influencers promote and create content. That's my goal. And then the next one is, and the last one, which I'm very excited about. What is one thing you want students and staff alumni to care about? Ooh, this is a good question to end on. I'm only saying this because I know that the staff that I've met care a lot about their students and their workers and themselves. But I think that we should really talk about the realities that are going on in the world and really find ways to implement them at school. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of like movements going on in the world right now. And I know that there's organizations and I know there's conversations going on about it, but I don't know if the school itself does anything about it besides the students. And I just feel like students should be rewarded more from their hard work. And I think alumni should want to come back and share their stories. And I know that it is happening, but I don't think the voices are being heard enough. And that's something that definitely needs to change, because we are all at Colombia. We're all a community. We should all help each other out. So we should really hear each other out. Like, we should really be like, okay, you're concerned about this, then let's talk about it. We need to have conversations, especially about the school itself and how it needs to get better, because it's been the same for a while now. And if alumni have the same problems that we have now, like, we definitely need to talk about it. And it doesn't have to be negative. I just think that if we talk things out and we hear each other out, then we can make a better plan and a better conversation, a better community. So, yeah, that's one thing I want them to care about. But this episode was very long, and I apologize if I rambled. But I hope that you guys were able to take something out of it. Of course, this is just my experience and my journey for my senior year and my 4 years at Colombia, and everybody has a different one. But I'm very thankful for everything that I experienced, because it has led me to where I am now. And I'm about to be in Los Angeles in spring, and that's something that I didn't think I would have done if I didn't do the things that I did. But if you guys ever need anything or want to know more about me, please go ahead and, message me on the SDI account. I'll gladly love to answer and talk about any other questions you guys have. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.